Hello and welcome back to the NHCFAE Career Series Podcast. My name is Karen Perez, your National Vice President and host for today's episode. Today, we're joined by an inspiring aviator whose journey reflects resilience, sacrifice, and determination. Taína Nogueira Rodrigues is a Brazilian commercial pilot pursuing advanced aviation training in the United States while advocating for mentorship and representation in the aviation industry. Taína, thank you for joining us today. Can you introduce yourself and tell us more about your aviation journey?
Yes. Hi, everyone. My name is Taína Nogueira Rodrigues. I'm from Brazil, West region of Brazil. And my career started since I was child with my family. My father was a pilot as well. Cousins were pilots. I say were and was because most of them passed away already by accident or airplane accident. And because get older. And yeah, I'm the only woman in my family pilot. So this is very fun. And I'm so proud of myself to be the only one between 10 pilots.
As you should be proud of yourself. So you said you come from a family of 9 pilots, but you are the only woman in your family, the only woman pilot. What was that experience like growing up around aviation and the pilot mindset?
Well, it was amazing because I remember saying my father, like, yeah, probably one day I'll be a pilot since I was a child. And he said, yeah, you should because you'll be such inspiration for us. Be a
Wow.
woman in our family pilot. So absolutely. Then when I was flying with my father, right? My uncle. And when I got my license was in 2010, my private pilot in Brazil. After all, like probably 1 year later, my father passed away. But at least I was proud to show my father, and he saw her daughter complete her private pilot to the family. And he was so proud that time, saying to everybody, like, hey, I have one more pilot in our family. Now is my daughter. And I mean, I like to inspire people, girls, when I'm volunteer to say this, like, hey, look at this.
Yeah.
You can got. And yeah.
So after experiencing the loss of your father, which I'm sure was terrible, what gave you that strength to eventually return to aviation?
Well, so like I said, my father passed suddenly, like in airplane accident, and over Pantanal, the swamp areas in Brazil, in our region, Mato Grosso do Sul. And that day, my father saved a life because we have the custom in Brazil in this area, because swamp areas is like a little remote areas where people lost farms or lands due the big water came and throw and get everything. And they still living there. So my father and I, in plenty of pilots in that area, was doing the service for them, like go there, deliver supplies, goods, and help at pharmacies, help also to get to the hospital in the city. Is about 45 minutes flying. And after, so come back into the story. So my father saved a life. And when he returned to the farm, was traveling for other friend's farm. And he passed away because his friend just hit him by accident and in the air. And yeah, the friend that survived, but my father passed away. So after that, I spoke with my father in the morning. And when it was like midnight, we don't hear nothing from my father. And then suddenly someone called and said this story. He passed away. And after that, I stepped back like, wow, many years aviation. Yeah. I just got my private pilot that time. And then I was like, I don't want to fly anymore. Then after all, my friends, my family said, no, many years. You need to continue. Your legacy. Your father was so proud of you. Then, I will try. And then I keep moving. And yes, I got my commercial in Brazil, my instrument. I flew a lot in Brazil. Then I came to the United States after COVID. get my FAA license.
Very good. I know losing a loved one completely changes you. And it brings me and my grief an incredible amount of comfort to think that our loved ones continue to exist beyond what we can see with our eyes. So, how has your faith, which is a key pillar in the Latin community, right? How has your faith transformed after such a loss?
Well, my faith was like, I will do, I can, I will continue
Yeah.
because I know everybody will die one day, no matter how. And then I was like, I will continue. My father is looking for me from there. And absolutely, he's so happy that I'm flying and continue. And I just believe in God, in Jesus. I believe in my faith. I can do it. And I never give up. Never. I mean, for some years, of course, because I lost, right? You like become depressed and a lot of things happen. And then you no, I need to continue. I cannot stop here. I will. And here I am after a lot of obstacle and lost and gain in
Yeah.
life.
What were the main challenges that you experienced once you decided to restart your aviation journey?
Was the first challenge because I had my father that time help me paying. And after all, we need to start to grow up. That time I was 20 something,
Okay.
20s. And then, wow, now need to do by myself, right? It then takes so long and like slowly. And I was like, doing my pace. I was seeing my friends, boys' friends, girlfriends. They are like everybody getting license or easily. Like then I was in my pace slowly. When I have the money, I can pay and doing financials, low in the bank in Brazil and also here in the United States as well as the same situation
Yeah.
because my language first is Portuguese, a little bit Spanish, then my English, well, like a little bit also, but then when I arrived here, like, wow, this will be a good challenge. And I learned flying. My English in the flying in the
Yeah.
industry, aviation industry was learned by flying myself. I was
Mhm.
like, wow, because we have some sense, right? Flying Brazil, you know what they ask you, what you need to answer, the environment. So it was easy in this part. But this is a big challenge as well. The
Yeah.
language, first financial, then language.
Very poignant point. How did your perspective on aviation change over time, especially during this transition?
Perspection. I improve my English in aviation because now, believe me or not, my friend asked me about in Brazil about we say this here in Brazil, how we say that. Then wow, totally different because sometimes I listen some ATC in Brazil, and the pilots, the conversation between them is like, oh my God, I don't know if I can say this in Portuguese because here in English is we say different way. And then my friend, "Wow, okay, yeah, we say like this. Then I translate to him to say, look, I say like this here. ATC say like this. In Brazil, they say totally different. And then, wow, I don't know when I come back to Brazil to visit if I'm speaking English or Portuguese there because I don't know.
So that's an interesting point there because I always thought that the main language for air traffic was English. So that is that an airspace thing that you're referring to where they do speak Portuguese, or is that a Brazil thing in general?
No, in Brazil we speak Portuguese when you fly in there.
Yeah.
English, right? But of course, English is the language of official language
Okay.
around the world.
Okay.
But if you go in Brazil and you speak Portuguese, you can speak in Portuguese with ATC, controllers, centers, and but also, if you want to speak English, my friends speaking English, they are Brazilian and speaking English with them.
Oh,
And some of them speak in Spanish. So you can like, yeah, speak. But of course, in United States, even we have plenty of immigrants here, Spanish and Brazilians, Indians, the English is official language, of course.
okay, okay. What keeps you motivated to date where you are right now?
What keeps me motivated today is where I arrived. I reached my goals here. I got plenty scholarship to help my financial here, my situation. What else? Friends help me improve my English, my goals, the connections in the United States. I never thought it would be impossible, but I thought that it would be not easy. But if you want much, too much that goals or that career, you can go, you can reach. Just believe in yourself.
Beautiful. And I like the point that you make that your friends help you with your language barriers. Se você quer, quando eu visite Miami, eu vou visitar você também. Você pode praticar o seu espanhol com o meu.
Claro, vamos hablar espanhol.
Eu posso praticar meu português com você.
Com certeza. Tô te esperando aqui em Miami.
Beautiful. What keeps the spirit of your dad alive in you? What about him continues to move through you?
Wow, give me just goosebumps here. So my father was such inspiration for me.
Mhm.
Absolute. First, my father. Second, because he was a good pilot, like good pilot. He saved a lot of lives in Brazil from his friends. That time he doesn't have time to go to the farm, pick up the employee, like snake, for example, bite the guy. No, John, come here, get this guy. Can you drop him in the hospital? My father went there, pick up, also delivering goodies, supplies for the people cannot go to the city, because they don't have the conditions and they don't want to leave the land that they get from the grandfathers,
Yeah.
because in Brazil we have this stuff like inheritance from father to grandfather to great father. You don't want to leave. You want to continue the legacy as well. Even you don't have anything, but you want to stay there until die. So this for me is like such inspiration because, like I mentioned, I would like to help people also in Alaska. When I get my seaplane rating, I would like to fly at my hours and help the community in Alaska as well because I have been in Alaska and Juneau, the capital, and I love it. I try every year go when I can in summertime. Of course, because it's so cold in winter. Probably I have never been, but I imagine. But yeah, then I flew with a friend of mine there in Alaska seaplane. Oh my God. When I flew to her, I said, I wanna this. This I wanna to my career. Look at this. It's amazing. Community, land, people waiting for you. Sometimes you get the deliveries, the supplies. The people prepare to you deliver to the city or for the families. You go by seaplane. You like landed the Frido, land wherever you wanna. This is amazing. I was thinking, wow, one day when I go to Brazil as well, you can imagine I don't have a seaplane, but airplane. But maybe someone with seaplane in my area in Pantanal. Nossa, you'll be amazing fly there's delivery supply to people with the seaplane because usually go with the bush plane airplanes, land in remote areas with a piece of land like 500 feet off the runway.
That's a sure.
Believe me, it was like this. You need to use a tail dragger airplane to do that. To land
Slow down faster.
exactly, land and take off very short.
Okay.
But yeah, this I wanna do. Oh my God. I
So
help people.
that definitely lives on from your father through you. I think that's
Yes.
beautiful. Yes. You've spoken about how scholarships became essential to continuing your dream. Why is financial support and mentorship so important in aviation?
Financial because some people get the loan, right? Or some people are rich and can afford, but others like us, me, and for example, we need to find some solution to reach our goals. So I got scholarships here between my friends. They told me because when I arrived here, I know because in Brazil we have Bolsa de Estudo scholarship, but I have never thought about it in Brazil doing that. But when I arrived here, then my friends spoke about, I thought, well, let's try.
Mm-hmm.
And I start try. And of course, I didn't get the first scholarship. I tried like plenty of times. I got like 4 at the moment, but helping in my commercial certificate, my instrument, and my multi-engine. Yeah. Also, my tailwheel endorsement was a scholarship as well. So, and the mentorship through the 99s, I'm doing the merchandise here. 99s Women Aviation International. You can get a lot of scholarships apply. And also 99s, they have a program called PPLI for Leadership Initiative. Is amazing. I just got graduated this year, and now my next step will be a mentor coordinator with them.
Say that last part again. Your next part.
My next step with PPLI will be a mentor coordinator. Then I will start to be a mentor, helping them to reach goals, like help them to apply for scholarship. Because some of people, they believe, but they think that it's not for me, it's difficult. I
Yeah.
apply many times, I didn't get. Of course, me neither. You need to continue. You cannot give up in this first one you didn't get, you know? And other thing, you cannot like think that, wow, the other girl's getting a lot scholarship. I didn't. So you put a mirror, like focus, like the other girl's doing, like it's not for you, only for her. No, believe that you can do it, and don't how I say is don't go with the other people, like following the other people. If they are doing well, you're not doing it because the problem is you. No, just because you need to continue applying. It's not, you didn't get this, but the next you get. This is how I think in the life, you know, like, yeah.
So you're also, like you said, involved with the 99s and the mentorship programs for women in aviation. Why is representation so important in this industry for you?
Wow, because we are so small minority, like 6-7%. Minorities. We are minorities. Sorry, my English. Minorities, and so yeah, we need to increase this number, and we will absolutely. Because before, probably in my father time, 1950, 46, whatever, that time probably is not many women, but it was like a little right man is the place of the man. But no, women can do whatever we want.
Yes,
We can be whatever we want. Doesn't have this difference. This is my opinion. So I want to be a pilot, mechanic. I will do. I will be. I think we need increase, and we will increase our number to become a lot of women pilots or mechanic or dispatcher, any.
100%. And I think there's something very powerful about being able to see someone that looks like you, that comes from where you come from, that's a woman, and she's done all these things. She's accomplished all these goals within her aviation career. That's so powerful because it lets you know that if you did it, I can do it too.
Yes, yes. Like the same way when I think the other girl got a lot, then wow, of course I feel sad. Like sad because okay, wow, maybe it's lucky girl. No, maybe it's not the time for you right now. Maybe soon you'll be. I believe in like this. I live like this. It's happened this now is because must bigger stuff is coming, and then you get this like how I live my life because I had a lot of lost that so
So you have to hold on to the good and to the hope that
yes.
there's a better tomorrow. 100%. Yes. So who has been your biggest mentor throughout this journey?
Here in the United States, my mentor Maria, she's so amazing from PPLI. Antonia also, because the PPLI program of the is they have many phases that you start as a pilot, then navigator, then you become a mentor. Each phase they have a different mentor and help you to do a flight plan about your life, your flight planning. Now that in 2 years, I will need to get this. In 1 year, 1 month, I need to get that. This keep you pushing yourself forward. And mentors, I'm so grateful for them to help me. And I still in touch with them.
Yeah.
Everything I get here, scholarship or good results, my career, I tell them, and then wow, good, good, yeah,
They're proud of you.
I am.
And I think a lot of people mistake the idea of mentorship for something that has to be structured, or someone that has ton of experience more than you. And sometimes just even having that fellowship, that relationship, that bond with
Mhm.
someone who you can identify yourself with, that
Yes,
makes all the difference. Someone who can see things that you can't see in yourself, see the potential that you have, that sometimes we overlook and say, no, that must be, that's not a big deal. But sometimes those around us are the ones that can actually see how
exactly.
great we can be. So I think
I
that's
totally agree. Yes, I totally agree.
so. From this leadership program, you will be applying a lot of what you've learned on your mentorship initiatives, on mentoring young
Yep.
women. How will you be applying what you learned in this leadership program to your everyday job, your being in the industry in general?
I help the young generation of girls become a pilot or mechanic, be involved in the aviation. But also, plenty of the girls are not young. It's like a pilots, instructors. They wanna do the program because help to create this, like you said, fellowship, mentorship, this kind of conversation that you
Mhm.
support each other. It is so good this because it's not only kids or youngers. I just like people who are already in aviation career is flying, but they sometimes they need someone to push. For example, when I was navigator in the PPLI program, it was my last phase, the third phase. A girl was an instructor. I was mentor her. She didn't know about scholarships. I told her, no, you need to apply. Then I helped her. She applied, got her tailwheel endorsement in California. So yes, I told her, yeah, she thank you so much. Then I also, of course, I share with her plenty of scholarships available because each season open and close scholarships. So I'm always keeping look for myself and help others to because it helps, right? Our financial is good.
Mhm.
Also, it's open for not only citizens, okay, for everybody.
Yeah.
You need to read the rules, yeah. Then just apply and pray.
So I like to think that the things that happen to us and the challenges that we have are so purposeful that, sometimes we're struggling with certain things, and then down the line it turns out that we can be that much more impactful to the people around us. So I love that you're maintaining sight of continuing those relationships, and creating that support system where you might help them, they might help you too. And it's this beautiful network of a support system that thrives off of each other
Yeah,
within the industry. So I think that's so magical.
it's magical. It's true because I was stressful when I moved to United States.
Yeah.
And because I was holding a letter from ANAC between FAA. Oh my God. If in already change all my status here was tourist to student, then I was like, wow, I need to do this validation conversion of license right now. Believe me or not, I had 1 year to do the conversion. I was like, God, I need to do this. Otherwise, I need to return to Brazil and then come back again. But 1 month before expiry, the letter, I got my commercial
Wow.
FAA.
I didn't know there was a time limit for that.
Yes, because I was foreign based,
Okay.
FAA foreign based, because I was with my Brazilian ones in the United States. So I did a conversion. So to do a conversion, our Brazilian license need to be all current, no
Okay.
expiring. And then I arrived here with foreign based FAA. And then together with Brasilia, but the Brasilia was almost expiring because
Mhm.
I was already here 2 years. Then I need to do this. And I got not only this, I never failed check ride. Thank you, God. But my check rides, all my check rides, commercial, instrument, and multi-engine in the United States was postponed.
Wow.
Believe it or not, was like wow, what is this? It's not to fly today, tomorrow, next week. Then I got. You can imagine My stressful
Yeah.
with letter plus postpone check ride with the weather or do the airplane issues. I was like, God, this
Me
is
too.
not for me. What is this?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, ah, I was like exploding. What I
Oh, a
got.
lot of anxiety there.
Yes, it's no good.
So for those who may not know what a check ride is, can you tell us a little more about that?
Ooh, it's difficult, it's stressful. You is at the same time easy because what you learned you need to apply. But what make you stressful and excited and nervous, everything together is the DP sit down near it you and saying need to do that. They cough like this, that. Sometimes don't say nothing. You do your flight, your portion flight, what he said in the ground, and then you fly. But when you arrive and they say nothing, you go to this, the room to wait. He say, you pass or not. You can imagine. Then I was like shaking all the time. Then, no, you pass. Oh, obrigada. I remember one my instrument, he said to me, he was so funny in the ground portion. You have these questions to answer, but you can answer in Portuguese, in our language, but you need speaking English with me, okay? I look at him like, no, I need the answer English because I cannot translate to you. I need the answer in English because now I need to speak in English. Okay, it's fine. But it was so funny. He said, no, it's answer in Portuguese. He talk with me in English. I thought, no, it's okay.
Check rides are basically different portions of your
Uh-huh.
certification. I don't want to say certification because it may not be the right term, but for you to get that sort of
The certificate. Yeah.
for the multi-engine, for the single engine, for the okay.
Yes, yes. In the United States, opposite from Brazil. Here you get private pilot
Mm-hmm.
first, then check ride. Okay, now you get your license. Then you get instrument rating, then check ride.
Mm-hmm.
Then come to multi-engine or CFI instructor, check ride, multi-engine, check ride. Each certificate you need a check ride with
Okay.
examiner FAA. In Brazil, you do private pilot, check ride, and then you do commercial with instrument included. So you study once, you check ride once, instrument and commercial together. And then you get a multi-engine. If you want to be instructor, you go be instructor. Yeah, but this a little opposite here in the United States between Brazil. But it's fine.
Okay. So it sounds like there are very specific differences between the training that you received in Brazil and the
Uh,
training that you had to pass here. What would you say to a pilot coming in from another country, not necessarily Brazil, but someone who's going through that transition of trying to figure out how they can use what they've learned and implement it into their training now? Because just because they're going through that transition doesn't mean that they are not qualified, that they don't know the material. They just learned it in another language.
yes, this is true. You just learning another language. This is true, but you need to pass through everything again to do a conversion of
Hmm.
license. Like I did, maybe some people from Spain, Spanish people, right, as well, or European, because you need to do writing exam, written, then you need to do flight portion, then you need to pass through check ride. So you need to kind of start again.
Hmm.
But at least you have knowledge from your country, so you know what you're doing.
Yes.
Is it because they are playing? How you learn to fly is the same in Portuguese, Spanish, and Italiano is the same. How words how is the same. Just changes language.
Very good point. Now, what advice would you give to young women trying to enter aviation?
Don't give up. Don't follow other girls if they are going faster than you. Like be sad, but keep going. And never give up. Just do what you wanna do. But it's expensive. Oh yes, it is. But we have plenty of stuff to get money to help
Yes.
you. And I'm so proud that I got this here scholarship in United States, because in Brazil I have never even think about applying.
Yeah.
Never in Brazil, because I was like, okay, working when I can, I pay. That's it. And here I was like, no, let's apply. Let's get this. I can. If she got, I can. And then
Very
this
true,
is
because
the time.
the resources are there. You just have to look for them
Exactly.
and take the
Exactly.
time to apply for these scholarships, for these resources that are going to get us closer to the goals that we're looking to achieve. So, yes, very
Yeah,
true.
this is true.
So what would you say, how can aviation organizations like WAI, like the 99s, like the NHCFAE, how can we better support diversity?
Scholarships. This is a good support as well.
Mhm.
Mentorship as well.
Yeah.
Like books, we can be part of write a book, like I'm a part of Latina in Aviation,
Mhm.
Latinas, the last edition. And this is good because a good inspiration for other people can read your story over there and then, wow, look at this girl. Let's write, let's be part of the women in aviation around the world. This is a good research. We need to look at it and be member. Of course, be member from any women support, because of course to apply scholarship, also mentorship, you need to be member,
Correct.
part of the program, because in the moment you are helping the program, also the program helping back. This is how works the word.
And I think you speak just pure gold right there, because a lot of us might think, how do I achieve this goal? And we receive this help from these resources, from these scholarships. But I think it's also important to keep in mind that at some point, if it stops with me, it will never get better. There will always be that struggle for minorities, for women to get into these spaces. So
Mhm.
once where we've achieved the things that we want to achieve, whether that's becoming a pilot, whether that's flying in Alaska, I think it's so important to be able to give back and to create the space for those that are coming up behind you, because otherwise, what was it just for? Just for you to stand in the limelight? We don't want just
Yeah,
that. We want to continue so that those behind us can also blaze new trails and create new innovations in the industry,
mhm,
and show show everyone how creative we are, how magnetic we are, how solutions oriented we are, how we can do things that have not been done before, simply because we were given the opportunity and we were given the resources. So I love that.
yeah, it's good. It also, we need to become a member to support the organization.
Hmm.
Through that, then you can go forward, like scholarship, mentorship. I think this is good. We need to help them and then help us. That's it.
So you kind of answered this already, but why is mentorship so critical for future pilots?
So critical. Wow. I think some people critical. How can I say? For me, it wasn't critical because I would like, before research about PPLI, I would like to have someone above me to help me, to mentor me like, hey, go this way, no that way, no, try here. Because if my father was here, of course he was my mentor. But of course I will apply also. But I mean, he was a such mentor for me. And some pilots or people also, they don't wanna like to become mentor or help from someone mentor,
Yeah.
because they think they can do it without the help of someone. I think, my opinion. But we are human and we need help. We need someone to help you, to
Mhm.
elevate you. I think we can do it sorry, we can do it ourselves, but I think a help is better. Connections, network is open doors a
Yes,
lot.
100%, 100%. Now, you noted one of your goals is becoming a seaplane pilot in Alaska. What exactly inspired this dream, and what excites you most about it?
Since in 2023, I'm going to Alaska in summertime with my boyfriend. He goes to work, I go to having fun. And then I was like, wow, look at these planes landing on the water in the middle of the cruise ship. They're like, I would like to have this. Also to get tourists to go visit every part of the Alaska or small seaplanes, airplane and remote areas. For me, to fly in Alaska is such amazing
Mm,
environment and the community over there. They are so kind. They are so like beautiful people. I don't know how to explain it. This Alaska's small cities, communities. They are amazing. I mean, it's totally different the big cities.
yeah.
I like it because it's come from my background in Brazil. Pantanal is very small city,
Small
normal
people.
people, and yeah, humble, very nice.
I've spent a couple of days for work out there out of Kodiak Island, so I can definitely see what you're talking about. It's beautiful, o paisagem, the
Oh my.
mountains, the nature. It is beautiful, and you feel so connected to what's around you. So
Yeah, now imagine you helping people in the community areas like difficult access just by airplane or but they don't have a runway. Okay, land in the water.
hmm
So it's amazing. It's
yes,
amazing. You help them to get food or get medications or yeah.
beautiful. Any final words that you would like to leave with our audience?
Girls, people, believe in yourself. Just believe in yourself and go for it. Don't give up. Even something happened very bad, step back a little bit like I did. It didn't come back
Yeah.
because nothing is in.
Beautiful. Taina, thank you so much for sharing your incredibly inspiring journey with us today. I think your story is a true reminder that resilience and mentorship and passion can overcome even the most difficult obstacles. So, thank you again from the bottom of our hearts.
Thank you for inviting me.
And to our audience, thank you for tuning in to another episode of the NACFAE podcast. Be sure to follow us on YouTube and Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and across all social media platforms in order to stay connected with future episodes, scholarship opportunities, mentorship programs, and aviation leadership conversations like these.
Yes.
Please visit us at www.nacfae.org, and we will see you next time. Thank you for being a part of the NACFA familia. Till
Thank
next
you.
time.